This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Rachel Fife.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Now, if you're looking for a new and different approach to the car rental, to renting a car, I have just the resource for you. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Adrian Sun with Crownstone Incorporated. Adrian, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on. This is such a pleasure.
Well, we are really excited to learn about your business. You sound like a really entrepreneurial young man, so tell us all about it.
Yeah, so my business primarily focuses on car sharing, and that's technically legally different thing than car rentals, but we own and operate Adrian's Auto Rental LLC, which then takes their assets and generates the cash flows from investors that can invest in our company. And so these two lanes of our business allows us to basically take the fuel from investors. We promise, and we invest that into our auto rental business where we operate it in a vertically integrated sort of manner. So we acquire vehicles, we can recondition them, and we operate them, and then we sell them and take our profits from that. And so the general investment life cycle is probably around 5 years, and we have since grown about 5 times in the last year.
Wow. Well, how did you get into this type of business?
Well, it was a little bit of a mistake. I first rented a car on Turo, which is the ride-sharing platform that we use. There are other ones out there, but we chose to centralize onto one of them just for ease of operation. And as a user, I thought about the math behind it and thought that it was going to be profitable. And then a couple of years later, I just decided to just try it out for a little bit. And then I was doing product work at one of the big 4 consulting companies at the time. And then when I changed jobs back to smaller tech companies, I just continued to grow the fleet a little bit. And then I developed the idea around the ability to accelerate this by creating essentially a financial method for people to basically diversify their portfolio. So instead of, say, investing in real estate, you can invest in the returns generated from vehicles.
Interesting. Well, I mean, what do you think are some myths or misconceptions in your industry?
Well, I think one big misconception about car rentals in general is on peer-to-peer platforms is that the quality is going to be lower. And there are some amount of people on the platform that maybe don't take it seriously, or just they might not have the right mindset. But overall, a car can be repaired and maintained for a very long period of time, a lot longer than what most people think. And so a lot of it comes down to the tracking, the operational efficiency, and also just your attitude towards making sure that you're trying to give your guests the best trip possible.
Okay. Now, we know marketing is at the heart of every business. So how are you attracting your customers and even potential investors?
Yeah, so with investors, I guess marketing is a little bit tricky because there's all sorts of regulations around that. So that's been something where I've just been going through basically networking. And with the vehicles on our car sharing platform, we basically have a signature with our photos that we put on there and how we introduce the information as to how you pick up the car. All of that is unique to our own business. We basically send a customer a link, which then has a very detailed description of all the steps that need to be taken. There's photos, things like that. Within the platform that I use to do car sharing, you can't really share photos within the application automatically. And so finding the car might be difficult. And so I spent a lot of time focusing on making it very easy for the customer to pick up the car, to drop it off, and to know what to expect all the way through the process.
Wonderful. Now, have you ever thought about doing your own podcast?
I have, but I felt like my YouTube channel might be a little more fitting for the stuff that I do, because I'm involved with everything like selecting vehicles. I'm I'm involved with diagnosing issues with the cars. I'm involved with just a wide variety of things. And I think that what I see is actually kind of interesting. I think so I'm starting a podcast. I haven't really thought about that one. I know it's I think it'd be very interesting.
Yeah, right on. Now, outside of work, Adrian, what do you like to do for fun?
I really like going backpacking, weightlifting, and one of my main hobbies is photography. And so it kind of all goes hand in hand with itself, because when you're backpacking, you see some very beautiful things that you can only really capture with the right equipment, the skill set, timing, all those different things. Same with traveling, in a different country. And so I'm one of the rare people that still owns a separate camera than the one on her phone. And I think that with the right, I guess, attitude towards it, you can capture some very specific feelings that that the iPhone or the phone can't really capture.
Yeah, right on. So, Adrian, please tell our listeners one thing they should remember about Adrian Sun with Crownstone Incorporated.
I would say, if there is ever a change in direction with your career, whether it's chosen or unchosen, sudden changes or roads that may seem to end may lead to something far, far greater. And I say this because I was in a decade-long career with product management, tech, and the pay was good and it's challenging, gave me a lot of skills. But now that I'm running my own thing, it was only started because I was let go. And when I was let go, I had this going as a side project, and this really forced me to think about what I really wanted to do and the satisfaction you get from starting your own thing. And I would say there's nothing like it. And I highly recommend everyone to look at any adversity as an opportunity instead of feeling the negativity inside of it.
Yeah, right. Yes. Now, how can our listeners learn more about Crownstone Inc. and the car rental aspect?
Yeah, you can find me on the Turo platform. Adrian Sun's you can look me up as a host. But if you want to learn more about the investment side, you can reach out to me on my email, which is adrian.sun@gmail.com. So right now with the funding side, I'm taking a select few investors, but I'm with Turo. That's you can find me on there, and you can see all my cars listed on there.
Good. Well, Adrian, I really appreciate you being on the show, and we wish you and your business really all the best moving forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnporangecounty.com. That's gnporangecounty.com, or call 714-941-8862.
Well, great.